Do you want to work for a company that's constantly trying to find ways to replace you? That's exactly what Uber is doing. Let's talk about it. Welcome to UberHints. In this video, we're going to talk about ways that Uber is trying to replace you, this time with robot delivery. I know that we have talked about autonomous cars and why I'm a little hesitant to jump on board with that one, because I know that it's being tested in some areas, but I see there being a lot of problems, not just with autonomous cars, but the fact that if a company like Uber or Lyft is going to do it, they're going to have to own those vehicles, maintain those vehicles, clean those vehicles. I just don't think that it's feasible. But this next thing that we're going to talk about today, I think it's plenty feasible. But it does have its problems, and some of those are really humorous. What I'm talking about is robots that make deliveries, robots that deliver food, robots that deliver products. So it's in the news right now. In Fairfax, Virginia, they are testing autonomous robots that deliver, well, I say autonomous, I guess that they're routed and controlled by programs, but nevertheless, they are doing food deliveries. Now, I think there's a lot of problems with this, but there's an upside too. The real problem is they're replacing people like you. I think people that praise Uber, they don't realize that they are doing everything they can to not have drivers. They want drivers to work for as little as possible, and as soon as they can find a way to do without them, they're going to. Now, there are problems with these robots. For example, in this picture, you see a whole bunch of them. Now, these are not Uber robots, but they're the same type. A whole bunch of them that could not get through 1 inch of snow. In this video, this was put up by someone's TikTok. Kind of funny. The vehicle, and I'm talking about the robotic vehicle, gets nicked by a car. Now, in defense of the robot, it looks to me like the robot has a right of way, but who in the world is looking for a robot when they're turning? You're looking for people, you're looking for cars. I know the robot has that electronic flag sticking up. It was the person's fault who was turning. But it's pretty impressive how that robot retreats, even though it now has an injured wheel. There was one woman, I believe she was in Texas, and she actually was hit by a robotic vehicle. She didn't hit the vehicle hit her, and the company argued with her. She ended up getting in contact with the local news station, and they were able to get the robot company to pay her repair bill. It was something like $3,600. So the problem when you don't have a person operating these things, this is what's going to occur. Now, I know what you're going to say, and you're right to a certain degree. People can also get stuck in the snow. People can also get in accidents, and it's true. But when nobody is monitoring these things, I just feel that it's more likely to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Time will tell. The other thing I think is problematic is, how are you going to keep people from messing with these things? So far, I think they're enough of a novelty that people kind of respect it. But I think in time, people are going to start to abuse these things. You're going to get people tagging them with spray paint. People are going to kick them. They're going to toss them aside. They're going to turn them upside down. Kids are going to use them as snowball targets. You're going to see all kinds of things happening. I imagine they're going to have to pass new legislation. And there are also things that robots can't do. I was researching this, and it was so weird. I understand. When something's brand new, they have to make concessions. But one article described it as a robot takes the food out to the sidewalk from the restaurant. Then a courier picks it up and drives it within a couple of 100 yards of the destination. And then the robot makes a final leg of the journey to deliver the food. Well, if you're doing that, just have the courier deliver the food. I get it. You're taking small steps in order to launch these and test them. But it's kind of amusing. Hey, I just thought of another thing that's great. You don't have to tip a robot. I guarantee you, however, that somebody somewhere is going to say, oh yeah, you have to tip the robot. Well, who gets the tip? A robot can't spend money. I know what people are going to say. Well, it's the person that, has to load the food and send the robot out. But right now, people have to do that with real live people. They still have to get the food, get it ready for that person, hand it off to you, the live delivery person. So they don't get tipped for that. You supposedly get the tip. So now, who gets the tip with a robot? You shouldn't have to tip a robot. That might be a good thing. No person, no tip. What do you think? Do you think there's a big future in robotic delivery? If so, is it going to put you out of business? And let's look at the last one. Do you have to tip a robot? Let's hear your comments down below. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Do leave those comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face in the corner. And don't forget to ring that bell icon up above. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mark. This is UberHints.